Us has awakened, arisen, somehow made our ablution, seen other human beings, and said, "Morning, how are you? Fine, thanks, and you?" It's amazing. Wherever that abides in the human being, there is the nobleness of the human spirit. Despite it all, black and white, Asian, Spanish, Native American, pretty, plain, thin, fat, vowed or celibate, we rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom just because I walk as if I have oil wells pumping in my living room? Just like suns and like moons, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my sassiness upset you? Don't take it so hard just because I laugh. As if I have gold mines digging in my own backyard. You can shoot me with your words. You can cut me with your lies. You can kill me with your hatefulness. But just like life, I'll rise. Does my sexiness offend you? Oh, does it come as a surprise that I dance as if I have diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from a past rooted in pain I rise. A black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak miraculously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the hope and the dream of the slave. And so, naturally, there I go rising.
This is Dylan Yale, the program director of Yale Entertainment and Yale Radiocast. If you feel like you're the person to talk about politics, sports, entertainment, and more, Yale Radiocast is giving opportunities to those who are interested in a career in podcasting. We are now being heard by over 20 streaming platforms, including iHeartRadio, Pandora Music, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and more. Let Yale Radiocast be the brand that delivers your voice to the world. Contact us at YaleRadiocast.com or email us at yaleent1@gmail.com. The Yale brand is the gold standard. And this is Yale Radiocast. Get the business. For 8 years, Yale Radiocast has been one of the hottest outlets for music. And now, we're the livest live stream. Now Yale Radiocast is Yale Radiocast Live. We're 24/7 streaming to any electronic or mobile device. We're bringing you all hits, all day. With the best in hip-hop, independent, R&B, top 100, international, and more. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media sites at Yale Radiocast. Yale Radiocast is now powered by Zeno Media. Log on to zeno.fm/Yale Radiocast. We still get the business.
It feels like we're drowning. Feels like we're sinking down. I thought we were running, but we were going nowhere. Oh, yeah. So kiss me this last time, and baby, give me one more. You probably won't admit it. I know you still care, baby. What about the times you said I'm all yours? Was it ever real or was it forced? So much love left to give, but can't you just appreciate what we did? I know it ain't ever easy, but if you leave me, what about us now? Look at us now. You promised me you would do better. There's nothing left to say. You promised me you would do better, and I'm tired of waiting. You promised me you would do better. Keep on playing games. You promised me you would do better. Trying to be patient, but baby you're slipping fast. So fast. What are we doing here? I need you to make up your mind. Oh, I feel like we're going in circles, nowhere fast. You got one foot in my heart's in the open. You living so reckless, we living so reckless. I feel like we reached our climax. Baby, ain't no going back. I know you still got it bad for me. Go around and catch a body for me. What about the times you said I'm all yours? Was it ever real or was it forced? So much love left to give, but can't you just appreciate what we did? I know it ain't ever easy, but if you leave me, what about us now? Look at us now. You promised me you would do better. There's nothing left to say. You promised me you would do better. Boy, I'm tired. You promised me you would do better. Keep on playing, keep on playing. You promised me you would do better. You promised me you would do better. There's nothing left to say. You promised me you would do better. And I'm tired. You promised me you would do better. Do better. Said you do better, much better.
All right. Welcome to the Royal Corner with Kay Chantel. This is the first episode on RTV and Yale Entertainment, and I put this show together I want to focus on royal women, from entrepreneurship to pageant queens and contestants. I want to focus on shedding light on the bright side of women empowerment and entrepreneurship, and show the world that we're more than our hair. We're more than our bodies. We have a lot to offer and a lot to gain as well. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Some of you already know who I am. I am Kay Chantel. That's what you know me from the radio podcast. I'm your host, of course. I'm a hairstylist, a makeup artist, a minister. A lot of people don't know that, but shh, don't tell anybody else. Podcast personality, CEO and owner of K Divine's Beauty Line. And now I am your 2022 Mrs. California National Sorority Pageant representing Order of the Eastern Star. The pageant system that I'm with is Royal Productions and Events by NM. And it is a pageant system that is ran by our wonderful CEO, Miss Natasha Monique. It has a division for all. We have ABN, which is the American Beauties National. We have ABP, which is the Plus line. And we have NSP, which is me, National Sorority Pageant, and more. But today I have the lovely queens of America's Select Veterans. Yes, you heard correct. These queens have served in our nation's military. From combat boots to dress blues, fatigues, and carrying M16s, to stilettos, ball gowns, and crowns. This group of women I have today, they just competed last April in a national crown, and they won. You understand, they won. It started with 6, and it ended with 3. These women have excelled in categories as fashion wear, formal gown, pageantry, as well as interviews to win that national title in their respective categories, and as well as the top title, because there's a top title, of Renowned Queen. Now please welcome with me the Royal Court of American Select Veterans 2022-2023 and their outstanding queen. Come on, ladies, let me see you in the house today. All my beautiful ladies.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am so glad to have you guys here. So let me go ahead and start to introduce to you these wonderful, wonderful ladies. This first queen is a native of Waynesboro, Georgia. She graduated from Waynesboro High. She's a 20-year active naval retiree. Her career spans from aboard the USS Emory in Norfolk, Virginia, to the Pentagon, where she served as an admin to the department head. Now, throughout her career, she's received numerous of awards for her services. In 2017, she was crowned American Beauty National Woman. Her platform deals with her being a PSTD survivor and an advocate for women veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. Her purpose is to bring attention to invisible wounds that affect women veterans. Currently, she's the assistant site lead at Fort Gordon. She has a bachelor's in psychology and a master's in business admin with a concentration in human resources. I would like to go ahead and introduce to you the outstanding queen, Miss Kim Danner. How are you this morning, Miss Kim?
I'm great, Kay Chantel. What about yourself?
I am doing wonderful. And I'm so glad to have you here. Yes,
and I thank you for allowing me to be here.
No problem at all. Now, this next queen that I am introducing is a U.S. Army retired Master Sergeant. She's the CEO and founder of Redefining You Foundation. She holds a master's in management studies and nonprofit. She's certified defense financial manager, Lean Six Sigma black belt. Let's put a pin in that one. She believes that being redefined means shifting your thinking, giving yourself grace. And she also won the top national title in American Select Veterans. Welcome, Miss ASV renowned queen, Shelly Willis.
Good morning.
How are you? Good morning. Good morning, Miss Willis. So glad to have you on this morning as well.
So glad to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
No problem. Now, this next queen, you guys, she's originally from Montgomery, Alabama. She holds a of science in criminal justice, a master's of arts in children and family ministry. She's currently pursuing a doctor of human services with a concentration of leadership and program evaluation. She was in the Army and the Army National Guard, and she's a veteran, of course. In the Army, she worked as a unit supply specialist and certified armor. She's a published author, you guys. Trained mental health first aider, sexual assault crisis advocate. Founded a nonprofit to promote self-love, respect, and self-sufficiency. Now, in 2015, she was crowned Miss Montgomery Plus America. Now, she is a pageant coach, judge, as well as a director. This April, she was crowned Miss American Select Veterans 2022-2023 with a platform of building confidence by conquering fear. Welcome, you guys, Miss ASV Jessica McKinnon.
Good morning, Queen. How are
Good
you?
morning. I am wonderful. And yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you for inviting us and having us here.
No problem. No problem at all. And last but not least, I have to go ahead and bring the hope to the group. This beautiful woman here served 12 years in the Army Reserve, in the Army, 4 in Reserve, 8 active. She's received 5 MOSs in combat medic, operating room tech, licensed practical nurse, admin assistant, and heavy vehicle operator. Huh. Wow. She was deployed in Desert Shield in January 1991. She's a mother of 3 and was introduced into pageantry by her sister and our very own Miss Classic Woman 2021-2022. Now, her platform is I Am My Sister's Keeper. She was inspired, which is inspired by her experience as a single parent in and out of the military. She assists parents with information about affordable child care, after school care, resume writing, and basic computer knowledge. Her goal is to set up a nonprofit training center. Here is Mrs. American Select Veteran Hope Jackson.
Good morning, Queen.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great this morning. Thank you so much for inviting us.
No problem at all. I am so honored to have each and every one of you, and you probably hear this probably every day of your life. I want to thank you guys for your service.
Thank you.
Now, wonderful. Now let's start and get down to the nitty gritty. Okay. I want to ask all of you. Now this is for all of you. You pick and choose who's gonna answer first. I want to know, how did you decide to get into the armed services, and why did you choose your respective branch?
Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll start first then. How I decided, what made me decide to join the military. Initially, I was supposed to go to Albany State College. I had gotten accepted there, but in between my wait for my college term to start, I ended up witnessing my dad commit suicide. And during that time, after his funeral, I was trying to find a quick getaway. I wanted to get away. I just didn't feel that I could any longer stay in my community, especially with the memories of my dad lingering. So I had the recruiter consistently calling me and asking if I would go ahead and come in. Well, I had already taken the test, so he was just waiting for me to give him the okay to go ahead and leave. So after my dad's passing, I called him and I said, I'm not going to college. I said, it's taking too long. I said, I'm ready to go now. Get me away from here. And so I ended up joining the Navy and leaving about a week later after my dad's after my dad's passing. And I chose the Navy because one of my best friends, she had already joined the Navy a year before me, and she wanted me to, also become a Navy sister with her. So that's pretty much well how I came about, my military experience.
Well, again, I'm sorry for your loss. That would be a very traumatic thing
Right.
to witness that, and I guess it would make you, antsy to get out, antsy to get away, antsy to
Yes.
make a change.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
but you survived it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed.
Okay, okay. Come on, Miss Shelley, tell us what's going on.
Oh goodness. I think that ultimately at the end of the day, it's to change our environment. So being raised by a single mother, I'm the oldest. I just knew I needed to get away as well and I was raised to be independent. Our mother raised us to be independent, but at the same time, it was struggling trying to pay my way through school, which would now be considered a career in technical college. And working three, it just wasn't, that wasn't the vibe. I needed to get away, get out of Dallas, Texas, find out what else I could do. And as far as my family dynamics, I would be the first female in my family to join the military. My dad was in the Air Force, and I had family in the Navy as well. No one was in the Army in my family until I found out later my grandfather was actually in the Army. But in my in my thought process, I was like, well, I'll go into the Air Force because that's what I heard about and that's what I knew. But Shelly at that time wasn't Air Force ready. If I could just keep it real, the thought process was you needed to go somewhere where that mouth wouldn't get, wouldn't be too much of a challenge, or you would just, fit right in. So we selected the Army together, and I just took the journey at that time to go into the Army and through the Dallas Meps and all of that. But the Army was selected for me because the Air Force, I wasn't quite a good fit, at least per my father's, you know, uh, the definition of what his experience was in the Air Force. I needed to go into the Army. And the Marines were a hard second, but he felt like the Army would be a better fit. So I needed to venture out. I needed to get away and grow some more, even more. But the Army was the direction that I chose. And so I just went for it.
Now I'm going to tell you, I saw that picture, and I'd have to agree. I was like, oh, she looked like if I went to school with her, she would have roughed me up real good. I was like, okay, I see why. I see why she went to the Army. I see, I see. Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah, I tried. I wanted to go to the Air Force. Actually, the Navy is actually where I wanted to go. And my mother and father was like, no, you Air Force. That's where you go. Oh, okay. So I said none. How about that? But okay, okay. So then, here we go, Miss Jessica. Tell us.
Give me just a second. Okay. So for me, same way to get away. I had experienced a lot home. It was a small town, even though it's the capital city of Alabama, but Montgomery is still small. I had also was struggling paying for college on my own. I was raised by a single mom as well. And I had also experienced some generational trauma throughout my family with sex abuse. And so I wanted to get away. I wanted to start over, start a new life. And originally, I wanted to go to the Navy. And I would say that I wanted to go to the Navy because I felt like it would be easier. Um, because I am not like no hardcore person. I never played sports. I've always been a girly girl. So I was like, just send me to the easiest branch. But I took the ASVAB several times and I missed it by 3 points. And I was like, okay, well, I have to go now. I want to go anywhere except for the Marines. Somebody take me now. And it was the Army. And I was happy I chose the Army. I feel like for me, my mom, she was going to go to the Army, but unfortunately, she got pregnant with me and she had to choose to either go to the military or raise her child. And she chose me. And so, choosing the Army, I feel like I was completing that mission and that task for her.
Wow.
All
Now
right.
that's a story right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a story. Mm. I heard that ASVAB is something else. I heard.
it is. It is.
Hmm. I'm glad I didn't take it then. I'd be in the Marines crying. Okay, Miss Hope, you next. What's going on? Tell me about it.
Um, Honestly, I really wanted to go into the Marine Corps, and that was because my cousin, who served in the Marine Corps, and I so admired everything that he was doing. But when I was a senior in high school, um, took the ASVAB, scored extremely high, and not really understanding what the ASVAB was all about. I went to the Marine Corps recruiter, and they told me they weren't taking any women until 1986. So that was 3 years past my graduation from high school. And I was like, seriously? So I ended up in college. While in college, met my husband or my ex husband, and then came along baby. And I really wanted to go back to school. So he was the one who initiated the talk of me going into the Army Reserves so that I could go back to school. And that's how I ended up in the Army. And afterwards, after Desert Storm, Desert Shield, I I followed my dream, what my heart was, and that was to be on active duty. So that's my story. I wanted to go back to school.
Oh, wow. So while everyone else is going right out of high school, you took some time. You waited a little bit and then went. Now that's different. Now, Miss Hope, I do have a question for you now. This first question here. Desert Storm.
Yeah.
Please tell us, because that was the beginning of it. Tell us all about this.
Ah, mm. Desert Storm, Desert Shield began. The ground war began on January 19th, 1991. I was uh, I was with my reserve unit. We were down at Fort Bragg, being prepped to fly over. And the night of the ground war, we got word that we were being sent over the following day. Um, wow. I remember there's on a tarmac, there's an area that you go into prior to getting on a plane. That was when Pope Air Force Base was open, and I remember all of my friends that I knew who were staying behind. They were out there cheering us on, and there is a door that's called the door of no return. And I got to the door and I looked back, and they were like, they said, "You're going to be okay." And I remember with tears in my eyes, I walked through that door, knowing that I would not be the same person when I come back through that door. And I wasn't, because while over there, I experienced a lot, a lot. And even now, thinking about it, it brings tears to my eyes. But at the same time, that was one of the reasons I got the last MOS or Army job as a heavy vehicle operator, because one of my battle buddies and we decided that we were going to learn how to drive every vehicle on our compound. So if anything went down, we could grab everybody along the way, and and there would be any questions about what we were able to drive. And I drove everything short of an 18 wheeler, a hex. I was determined. I have always been that person who's determined to make lemonade out of lemons. Life hands you things, and you have to make decisions sometimes on the fly. And that's what I did. I have no regrets whatsoever Desert Storm, Desert Shield changed my life forever. I began looking at the world from another place. Um, the Lord showed me, He let me know before I even left Fort Bragg that I was going to be okay and I was going to return home. He gave me a dream about a rock that looked like it was an upside down diamond. And in traveling through the convoy, when I saw that rock, I knew what the Lord was showing me, and that was always my um, that was my that was my signal. That was my go-to place in letting me know that I was returning home. So yeah, that was my experience, and from there, I switched over from reserve to active duty, and I stayed on active duty.
Now, Miss Hope, I wasn't trying to get you to give us some tears at the beginning. Now, we ain't even went through the end, and you already got us crying and things. Oh, thank you so much. But I bet that seemed like that would be scary, having to go over to a different country in the middle of a war, and you weren't active duty yet. You were just reserve, and as a woman, that and with children.
I had one child at
Oh,
the
one child, with a child.
I
That's
had
a lot on your mind. That's a
okay,
lot on your
I had
heart.
I'm sorry, I did just had my second child at the time. So yeah, and I had him in August, and I got called up in November during Thanksgiving. I had to
Oh,
report the week of Thanksgiving to my unit, and the week after Thanksgiving, we were convoyed to Fort Bragg. I was in Greensboro, North Carolina. Um, so yeah, so from November till January, I was at Bragg.
wow, wow. That's a lot. Well, Miss Kim, this is for you. Now,
Yes,
you worked at the Pentagon during 9/11. Now we're gonna
yes,
go from one sad story to another. All these sad stories. So you worked at Pentagon during 9/11. Tell
yes.
me how that was for you.
Whew, that was definitely a life-changing event. Um, During that time, to be honest with you, I had just had a baby. And so I was back and forth in between. I was supposed to be on maternity leave, but at the same time, too, going back and forth to my job. And I remember that day having had um, left the Pentagon. And when I had left, I had actually ended up, I think I was in the doctor's office with my new infant. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the news, and the news is breaking out saying, hey, about the Twin Towers, had just been hit in New York. So, I'm sitting there like, wow, what is really going on? So I immediately get on the phone with my office at the Pentagon, and I'm talking to them, and I'm like, what is going on? And one of my cohorts at the military, he was talking to me, one of my Navy guys, and while we were on the phone talking, all of a sudden, I hear this big boom, and we all were like, "What was that?" And I could hear very, very loud over the phone, and they were like, "The Pentagon has just been hit." So I'm hearing people just mass hysteria, people running around like crazy, and they're saying, "Evacuate, the building." So I'm trying to talk to some of my coworkers, and I'm hearing them trying to get out. So next thing the phone went down, and so I'm trying to, leave the doctor's office. I'm trying to make my way back, get my son home, make my way back to my office. And by that time, it was just chaotic. It was chaos everywhere. So needless to say, I'm trying to, watch people, trying to evacuate and so forth. And, it was just a whole bunch of people screaming and hollering and running. And so what I did the next day, because they wouldn't let me, of course, go any further. So the next day I ended up going back, and, and it was a mess. It was just to see, um, the rubble and so forth, and just to see, the mess, the way that the Pentagon was left, and it devastated me. And I think I was so devastated too because um, that was an area that I had just formerly, I would always be on that side, and so I was thinking to myself, I said, more than likely, had I not left earlier that day, I said I probably would have been on that side because I used to have a lot of business to take care of on that side with the Navy, especially. And it was just so profound for me. And I just kept thinking, wow, I said, God was really there, at the right time because with the time that I had, I know that more than likely I would have been in in that place, during that time. So,
Now that's definitely God. That was God that had you at the doctor's office instead of being at work while
yes,
all
yes,
that was going on.
yes, I
I
had
remember
just
that
left.
time. I remember that time. Actually, I was in school. I know I'm telling my age. I'm young, and I know y'all gonna look at me like I got Similac on my breath. I was in high school, senior year, dressed up in my Navy outfit because I was in Navy ROTC. In ROTC class, getting ready to do inspection. I have to conduct inspection every Wednesday, and they had the TV on. I don't know why we had the TV on that day, but we end up having the TV on that day, and we watched the Twin Towers go down
Yes,
in uniform, and everyone was just devastated. We was like, oh my gosh, people had family in New York. They're pulling out cell phones, knowing we're not supposed to have cell phones in school. They're pulling out cell phones, calling people, and that day was definitely life changing for us as well, especially because most of us, of course, if we've decided to be in Navy ROTC, being in the military must be something we want to do when we graduate. So I definitely remember that time. It was near and dear at that point
yes,
for
it
me.
was. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Now, Miss Shelley, tell me, did you find it hard to transition from the military to civilian life?
Yes, and it's a continuous loop. Um, I'm sitting up here because I'm still basking in how close Hope and I were in proximity to one another when we both deployed to Desert Storm, Desert Shield, because I was stationed at Fort Bragg in the 82nd Airborne Division at that time. And I remember when I got the knock on my door. And I'm sitting up here reflecting on the impact of 9/11 with Kim because it was my first day. It was my no my second. It was actually my second week as a drill sergeant. My second week as a drill sergeant at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. I remember that day. It
Wow.
was dark. So all of that is kind of hitting me as you're as I'm listening to their stories, I'm reflecting myself. It was and so I'm over here just I'm not even thinking about anything other than how it's less than 6 degrees of separation. All of our experiences, the people I knew at the Pentagon as well at the same time, friends and family, feeling like and I understand and just understanding all of my sisters and all of their reasons and all of their experiences, but the emotions attached to those things. I'm like, I put something in the private chat talking about our DD 64, our 648s, our military driver's license in the Army, um, and how I did the same thing. I learned how to drive every vehicle. My lieutenant, who happened to be from Fort Worth, Texas, her name Lieutenant Jones, and she was like, Shelly, we were the only two females in our platoon. And she was like, we are not going to be sitting up here helpless. You got to learn how to drive every vehicle, right? And that blew my mind. Just thinking about what Hope was saying, I was like, there's so much. We have so much in common. And when Kim, I was just thinking about like, this is like one of my first big things I have to do. I just came off leave and was just
Right.
getting started on the trail as a drill sergeant, and this happens. Um,
Yes.
and how you have to adjust and how you have to shift and what the military does in your experiences in the military, what you won't realize later about the impact of your time in service. There are human beings in those boots. What the world does not understand is that these are people plucked out of their circumstances and situations in their lives. Most of us come from humble beginnings. When you think about where recruiting stations and recruiters tend to recruit from, those underserved, underrepresented communities, right? Um, Giving you hope for something better, right? And so we all have some similar backgrounds, um, more than we think. And then you go into this organization that didn't always have a culture. There weren't always mission, vision, values. At some point, those things had to be created because what the realization was is that we don't all come in with core values and beliefs. You have to sometimes provide people with core values and beliefs. There's a value system, there's a belief system, but everyone doesn't come equipped with foundational core values and beliefs that are saturated into in them. And your first impressions, which is why being a drill sergeant meant so much to me, having that opportunity given to me because I had to be selected. I was in the finance corps. You don't just apply. Someone had to select you, and that had to be your corps command sergeant major. And I was selected. So I was only one of three in my entire corps. The impact and the importance of that matters. So the impact that you make and the impressions you make on these young civilians becoming soldiers, it should have value to you. Um, so when you think about the transitional shifts and the ability of us to be agile, not knowing the language until later, after you get out, you understand your ability to adapt and overcome means more than just adapting and overcoming. And I think that those translation of skill sets into the civilian world, I don't think we all connected those dots until we started realizing how we had to transition so often after service and how we had to understand the power of the pivot. And so when you think about transition in its essence, it's not a warm handoff. It's not this somebody's going to guide you when you get out. We literally are guided throughout our entire military career. We're literally told what to do everywhere we go. And so understanding that when you separate from service out of that culture that is the military culture, out of that belief system, there's no guidance there. And so what I've learned in my own journey and what I've been a part of creating and communicating out is how we have to become our own advocates. Even though there's advocacy present, we have to do our own discovery of what's going to work for us, because now there's not going to be a direction given to go to a specific place to receive assistance for this specific thing. And this is what's so important about understanding the power of transition is a journey beyond the uniform, and that along your transitional journey outside of that is where you'll have those transformative moments. So those transformative moments will come from the growth that happens after, as you transition. And that is a continuous loop. It never stops. Just like anything with continuous quality improvement, your plan, doing, checking, act, and acting all the time. It's a cycle. It's having empathy and understanding so that you can create, ideate, and reinvent yourself, redefine yourself along the way. And so there is no one and done after service. We are all continuously transitioning. It is a journey. I always say, whatever amount of time you served and however that investment of service was for you, it usually takes quadruple or a lifetime for that. I was told, just cut it off. You're not in the military anymore. This is not a light switch. It never turns off. I can repurpose it. I can redefine how I use it, but it is embedded in me. So this journey has been this journey has been definitely one that I will always tell people that it's continuous, and there is no stop and start to it as far as your continuous growth beyond it, and giving yourself grace while you're transitioning out. When you hear stories like this, it will always make you reflect, but it will also make you appreciate the growth that you've had in your own transitional journey. And it'll also allow you to honor the grieving process that comes with separating from service, especially how you had to separate. I believe how people separate from service also impacts them. And there's a grief that comes with that, depending on how that happened. So honoring that and giving yourself grace and love and compassion, and allowing yourself to be able to do that in a way that is organic for you, so that you can find your tribe and you can lean into whatever community that you find yourself in, is why just giving yourself the breadth and depth in that transition makes it possible, which is why it's not just synonymous with women, with people in the military. We just made it seem as though we were the only ones that transition, but people transition in life all the time. But it's how you lean into it and embrace the transitional journey that gets you to your multiple transformational moments in your life.
All right. Rima International Ministries, I think that's connected to Miss Hope. Yes, Miss Hope. That means, yeah, I do my research. Shh, don't talk about it. They said great words of wisdom, and that was great words of wisdom. Do understand that going from being a civilian to serving in the military and then having to come back is a struggle. It's a change. It's a change in life. It's a change in how you act, how you think, what you do on a daily basis. So, I would have to agree. It can't just be a light switch that you switch on and switch off. Some of us may have that ability, and if you do, I would suggest you might want to seek a little bit of help, because you might have something a little deeper going on. But for the rest of us, yes, I could see how that would be a change, a switch. It would take a system in order to get back acclimated to life. Now, with those wonderful words of wisdom that Miss Shelley gave us, we're going to go ahead and take a short break, get us something to drink, get us something to eat, listen to a little music, and then get right back on in it, because Miss Jessica, the next question is for you. All right, you guys, come on back and hit the Royal Corner with Kay Chantel.
I prayed through the depths of the pain. I became unbreakable, can't be detained. Try to come it down, still I sustain. Metaphysical dream, yet I seen. Giving everything I could for my team. Been there, done that, wouldn't believe. Try to come it down, still I succeed. Those stitches with the plan, those stitches. Ain't you been doing this? 10 those stitches. Where you come from, where about now stitches. They ain't wanna see you shine, but you got 2 stitches. But I say those stitches with the plan, those stitches. Ain't you been doing this? 10 those stitches. I have what you have. But then those stitches, they ain't wanna see you shine, but you got 2 stitches. They face when they doubted, but I know my daddy be proud. But kill me when mama said my life was the worst. And I know that patience is a virtue, and I know that I won't stop till I break through. But it feel like a blessing and a curse too, cause I won't quit. I had to take the long road. I had to take the long road. I had to take the long road. I had to get the long road. And I know that one day we gon' shoot. See, one day we gon' surely make it. I say that one day we gon' surely make it. I say that one day we gon' surely make it. I know that one day we gon' surely make it. I know that one day we gon' surely make it. And they can't take it away.
She appears in your dreams as ideas that are unknown to your reality, but a gift wrapped in the truth that you take for granted and ignore with your conscious being. If you understand her, then you are the truth. You are.
God bless your mama. Know me dead inside you like a tumor. Yeah, yard man, should I get your sooner? Cause you're pretty with a nice sense of humor. Yeah, you chose me. Even though me ugly. Yeah, spread your leg them like a rumor. Cause of that let me get a pretty junior.
I wanna love you in so many ways. I like the feeling your hands on my waist. You looking like you could be my escape. Take your can't wait until I can feel you so close. You got the feeling I need it the most. It's getting stronger, it's all on my mind. I can't hide it, can't hide. 'Cause whenever I'm around you, ain't no telling what I might do. Ooh. So put it on me like a tattoo. To be in your arms, all I want, all I want. I'm all yours. Don't let me down, don't let me down. Don't play around, my feelings down. Say well and love me some more. Oh, it's in your eyes when I can't decide. You know exactly what I like. Don't let me down, just love me some more. 'Cause I can't get enough of you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You, ooh, ooh. 'Cause I can't get enough of you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You, ooh, ooh. I'm lost for words, I don't know what to say. I need this every day. 'Cause I feel love and I can't pull up. No, I can't lie. You got me so gone, I'm feeling exposed. Keep it together, I can't stay composed. It's getting stronger, it's all on my mind. I can't hide it, can't hide. 'Cause whenever I'm around you, oh yeah, yeah. Ain't no telling what I might do. Ooh. So put it on me like a tattoo. Come on, come on. To be in your arms, all I want, all I want. I'm all yours. Don't let me down, don't let me down. Don't play around with my feelings now. Just stay a while and love me some more. Oh, it's in your eyes when I can't decide. You know exactly what I like. Don't let me down, just love me some more. 'Cause I can't get enough of you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You, ooh, ooh. 'Cause I can't get enough of you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You, ooh, ooh. Cause I can't get enough of you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You, ooh, ooh. 'Cause I can't get enough of you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You, ooh, ooh.
If you are a content creator, you really need to start using Artlist royalty-free music and sound effects licensing.
did this shit just happen? How could I let this shit happen to me? Shit got me all in my feelings. So what in the hell was I thinking? As I'm laying all up in my bed, and I can't get you out of my head. Do you feel the same? Do you feel the same? Yeah, you gotta feel the same, gotta feel the same as I do. 'Cause we both just got so much in common. And this just became a problem because of you. I'm not supposed to feel this way about you. And I ain't gonna lie, I just want more of you. I'm feeling myself thinking of you. Touching myself tonight thinking of you. How did this shit just happen? Well, how could I let this shit happen? Am I tripping? I don't understand, this ain't how it's supposed to be. From all of the secrets we share, like the urge to have an affair. At this point, I really don't care, 'cause I want you now, I want you now. So come over, come over, come over. It smells like sex in the air and it's 'cause of you. I'm not supposed to feel this way about you. I'm not supposed to feel this. I ain't gonna lie, I just want more of you. I just want more of you. Got me feeling myself thinking of you. I want more of you. Touching myself tonight thinking of you. Supposed to feel this way about you, yeah, the way that I feel about you. And I ain't gonna lie, I just want more of you. Got me feeling myself thinking of you. You got me thinking of you. Touching myself tonight thinking of you, thinking of you. I'm not supposed to feel this way about you. And I ain't gonna lie, I just want more of you. Touching myself tonight thinking of you. And girl, it's 'cause of you. All right, you guys, welcome back to the Royal Corner with K Chantel. We're going to get right on in this. Miss Jessica, I'm putting a couple of questions together for you because it seems to me that you seem to be the veteran of pageantry out of all everybody. It's you. We're going to start off first. I want to know how your family felt about you going into the military because, like you said, it's a small town. It's the South, Alabama, and you went into the military. And then coming out of the military, it seemed like the pageantry is your thing. That's you everything in pageantry, everything. So tell me about this.
Well, when it came, me joining the military, my family was like, "You're not going. You don't like to get dirty. You don't like to sweat." Like everybody just had this disbelief that I was going to leave until the day I left, and I started getting phone calls like, "Oh wow, you really left? Like you're really doing this?" And it was a tough journey for me because I've never I never did the sports thing. Like I was not an outside person. I was a real girly girl. Like I love my heels. I like my dresses. And so going like I tell people all the time, like I went through basic training twice because I really did. Um, Before the military, I didn't like weapons, guns, fireworks, all that type of stuff. I didn't like, and so to qualify on a weapon was really really hard for me. Even I did my basic training at Fort Jackson, so it snowed the day we had to qualify. I've never experienced snow before until that day, and so I was like, I can't do this. I wanted to go home. I was like, I'm done. But my mom was like, no, you're gonna stay. You're gonna finish it. And I was like, okay. And so I did, and I appreciate that because my experience it really helped me. Because I think because of growing up being raised by a single mom, experiencing different types of trauma. Like my attitude just wasn't right. I felt like I wasn't going anywhere. And I felt like I had a point to prove that I was going to be more than this person that people thought I would be because of trauma that I've experienced. And as far as pageantry goes, I got into pageantry because after I got out the military, I, even though I had a job because I was already employed with the state before I left, and so they held my job until I got back or decided to get out. And I started a nonprofit organization because I wanted to help other people overcome their trauma, to know that there's more in life for them, that they're still valuable. Um, what happened to them wasn't about them, but for them to be a resource and a guide and a mentor for other people. And so I wanted to be that voice. I'm not I'm a type of person I meet strangers. I tell people I'm shy, but once you get to know me, you'll say that I'm not shy. And so pageantry was that door for me to get out on that platform, to share what it was that I was doing, to share my story, to make an impact in the lives of other young girls and women. And so I once I had that opportunity, I ran from there. I took that once the door opened, I took the opportunity and ran with it. And so I enjoy pointing to young girls and pointing to women, and I'm very passionate about that.
Well, that was definitely one of my questions you already answered, because of course I was like, okay, sexual assault. That seems to be her platform. It seems to be something that she really focuses on. So of course that means that she has some trauma behind that. She has something with that. And now it's your platform, and of course there are so many women, so many children, so many girls that have experienced sexual assault, me being included. So it seems it's becoming normal when it shouldn't be.
Right.
And so I felt that. I was like, okay, yeah, I see that. And I can understand your journey of wanting to get out because of being so close to that element.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it definitely did good. Let's just say that. All of them.
Thank you.
Masters and bachelors, and now trying to get a doctorate, went to the military. So it didn't define who you were.
No,
it didn't define who you are. I like it.
It didn't, but I will say, like Shelly said, not only with the military, like we all have transitions in life. We have different transitional periods. And I still, like, even though my platform is building confidence by conquering fear, um, I also add to that rediscovering the I and identity and finding the you and your value, because I have different periods in life where I feel like I'm not valuable, or that I'm unworthy, or I don't deserve to be where I am. And so that's still my constant reminder too, to be that mentor and that guide and that light to other people. I'm also helping myself as well along my journey, because it does, when I have moments where I do feel alone, or moments where I feel like I just shouldn't be where I am. And I'm just very grateful for the doors that God has opened for me, the protection that He's had over me, and the strength that He continues to provide to me.
Well, this question is for all. Miss Jessica already answered, but come on now, tell me about this transition, you guys. Like I said, y'all went from boots to stilettos. How was it being in pageantry? How was the experience for you? We're going to start off with Miss Kim, because you're another one. You've been here for a minute. You are the outstanding queen. You've been here for a minute. Oh, you muted Miss Queen, Miss Kim, Miss Queen Kim. Yeah, Queen Kim. There we go.
Okay. Okay. Yes, my transition was hard, and I think just as Shelley also said, I've got to definitely tag on to that. I'm still, even I retired in 2010, and even till today, I find myself, still having somewhat of a hard transition with certain things. I decided once I retired that of course I wanted to come and come back and work with the military. Some people when they're retired, they're like, I don't want to have anything else to do with the military. Me on the other hand, I think it was because I was really struggling with the separation. It was like a marriage, yeah, for over 20 years. So, it's definitely a struggle trying to separate. And right now to today, I can't say that I'm still over that. And that's why I chose to go back and I work at Fort Gordon and I chose to work with the military. I still want to mentor young soldiers. I still want to have my hand in on, geopolitical affairs. So for me, I'm still struggling with it. So the transition, I can't say, like Shelley says, definitely not a light switch. It's not a easy thing. It's not that turn on, turn off kind of thing. And quite often, I'm seeing things happening in the military, and I'm having to remind myself that I'm no longer active duty. That hey, you're a contractor, you're a supervisor, but still you're in a contractor capacity. So it sometimes bothers me that when I see certain policies come down with the military, I have to bite my tongue, and that's not easy coming from being, management in the military. So it's still a process for me. So I can't say that I have fully been able to embrace the transition.
Okay, okay. Now, Miss Shelley, I said put a pin in this because I want to know what's this Lean Six Sigma black belt. You say black belt, I think karate. So,
No, it's a master skill set for so if you've lean process improvement, it's not new. Um it was interesting how I fell into it. A major that I worked for while stationed in Korea was probably the first. Matter of fact, he was the first officer that I had ever worked with that felt very strongly that if he was going to achieve something and receive a certification, he needed his team to also be certified. So I was introduced into the world of lean process improvement. It's simply that leaning out processes to streamline them and make them more efficient so that you could be more effective in what you do. Um, and so that's kind of been the journey, but it's applicable. I've been able to create curriculum so that I could assist our service members and their spouses and get them certified as themselves, using themselves as the project. It's kind of been an evolution. And of course, I'm also a design thinker, process lead as well around design thinking, where it just adds an additional element. It adds empathy to any approaching any process. And so black belt is just another standard level right below the master black belt level. And so I'm still being mentored by master black belts today, but it's to me improving efficiencies, understanding how to lean out things, any process. I mean, starting in your house, what are things that you need to lean and clean? You need to sort. You need to apply your whys to when you're even trying to get to practical applications of understanding why you're doing something. Just simple basic concepts, things we don't want to address so that we're not accountable for improving. You can apply it across life, but it is a certification. It is something I do all the time, every day, in multiple areas in life. But professionally, I use it as a skill set to assist everyone around me to just improve cultural organizational change. It's a strong part of that. So there's new unique titles and ways that have come from that, but lean is where it all where it started. I would even back up and say project management is kind of where things started, and then they just created different skill sets and certifications to even figure out ways to really get to the root cause of issues and help people find unique and efficient ways to get to improving them. And you can use it in all aspects of life, but it's a certification level. It's not all encompassing of just everything. I do design thinking and is as well. I would say that the upskilling of understanding what you need to do and apply and using the tools. So you always say I have a lot of tools in my toolkit. You know, my tool bag is I got an arsenal in there. So I'm always willing to share and give whatever you need out of that. I will go in there and look and see what it is that you need. And I'm like, okay, here, sis, this is what you need, you know. And so I always consider myself, I have an arsenal. I don't have just a toolkit. I got an arsenal back here. So it's whatever you need. And then if it's a tool I have that you can use that will help improve whatever you're doing, or if there's thought partnership that you need, I will sit with you in thought partnership and help you in whatever way I can. There's no secrecy here. There's no competition here. It is all about helping everyone level up so that we all win. Like I said, and I meant what I said, we really truly can rule the world, but we have to understand how to work together collaboratively, celebrate all the wins, big or small, and we really truly have to understand how do we stand in the gap in assist with whatever you need assistance with. Not me coming with solutions, but listening and trying to hear what it is that I can bring or assist you with so that you can also continue to improve.
Okay. Okay. Now, Miss Hope, tell me about pageantry for you. How did this work for you? Having a sister that's already in it.
I really didn't know how deep she was in it. When she was winning crown, crown and in different and in different areas, but it was for my 56th birthday. Um, we were still in COVID, but we were now able to travel. So I came to Atlanta um, and to her competition to support her. The trip to Atlanta was for my birthday, and as well as it being able to support her in what she was doing. And it was there that I met the directors for America's Select Veteran, and it was brand new. No one had been signed up or anything, and it all started with a pin, a beautiful pin that we all received. It's an army pin that I saw on one of their sashes, and I began asking the questions about it. Where could I get one? Because of course I'm always willing to represent, and that's where the conversation began. And from there, it it put me in a whole nother headspace. The first thing I wanted to do was a photo shoot, because I've always been interested in modeling and just anything that dealt with fine arts, what I considered to be fine arts. But modeling, as growing up as a child, I always wanted to model. Um, so the first thing I did was schedule a photo shoot with one of my sisters in Christ, as well as with another photographer. And between with those pictures, it just, I don't know, it just took on a whole life of itself. And then I didn't, as I got with the queens, as I got down to Roswell, and I actually got to meet Jessica, and I had already met in September of last year, and we did an event together. She invited me along to do with her to just get me started because I was lost in the sauce, didn't know the flavor, and I was just trying to just make it through. But Jessica, God bless her, she made things they it just seemed so effortless and so easy. So I just followed her lead. Okay. And um by the time every by the time I got down to Roswell, and I think the first person I met was one of the other queens, and it was just so whew, surreal. It was breathtaking. It was exciting. It was nerve wracking. It was terrifying. It was, oh my God, my legs seized up every night. I was like, God, did you intend for this to happen? Am I supposed to be doing this? I would literally fall in my bed from pure exhaustion of the day. Um, and I was like, am I drinking enough water? I need bananas. Where's the mustard? My legs are hurting. God, can you help your daughter out? So it was just, it was crazy. But what I really loved was when these six women came together and they, not knowing each other, not knowing one from the other, and we met for the first time. It was like we had known each other forever.
Mm.
It was as though we knew each other forever. Like we had been on, like we had gone through basic training. We had gone to our advanced individual training together. That we had been stationed together. All of us were Army except for one. She was a Marine, but it didn't matter. We had like experiences. We from just from a military standard, and then when we came together, our conversations were the same. It didn't matter about what branch we came out of. We had the same conversation, and that made it so much easier to walk those stages or walk the stage and answering the interview questions because you knew that your battle buddies, your ASV girls, they were out there cheering you on and waiting. This was the most. This was the most. Ooh, words can't express. Cannot. I don't have enough in my arsenal to express what this has done for me. And still working with my ASV girls, and because this was my first one. The most public speaking I do is at work. I'm a training coordinator. Oh,
Well, we've lost Miss Jackson. I know she'll probably be coming back. We're gonna come back to Miss Hope. Miss Shelley, she done brought you out already. Now hold on, see, Miss Shelley, she brought you out, and she brought you out too. Miss Jessica, Miss Jessica over here, she coaching ladies. She coaching. You coming to my room, Miss Jessica? I'm gonna need you to come to my room.
Okay, I'll come. I'll be
Okay.
coming down to the pageant. So yeah, I'll come visit you.
Yes, I'm gonna need you. So you guys, tell me about your experience at this pageant. I was there. I was doing hair and makeup for one of the reigning queens. So I was there to see you guys. And I have to say, I was blown away. Blown away. Now, Miss Kim, I've seen you before, so so I need you to tell me more about. I know you're in cahoots. That we're gonna say. How they used to say in cahoots. You in cahoots with Royal Productions. So we're gonna go. Yeah, Miss Kim. So cause the Miss Queen over here. You first. Go ahead, Miss Dana. Go ahead.
Okay, so what is it, Kay, that you were
I need you
asking?
to tell me more about your pageant life, cause you in cahoots. You in cahoots.
Yes. Okay. So to be honest with you, I would tell you my pageantry life has been, I think I read a post one day. It says something about God will open doors that you didn't even knock on. And that's exactly what happened for me. It started out, I had a coworker that she was saying she was coming to be a contestant with American Beauty, and we went on a lunch break, and I told her, I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna come and support you. I said, I've never been to a national pageant. I said, but I am gonna come and support you. And she had asked me, she said, hey, well, why don't you also join in and, become a contestant? And at the time, I didn't understand the format of American Beauty. So I was like, no, you're like 10 years younger than me. I'm not going to compete against you. And she was like, no, there's different age brackets and different titles. She said, so no, you would definitely not be competing against me. So I ended up doing that at the last day of registration. I got in there, and I'm going to tell you, it has been definitely, that's been another life changing event for me. Because what it has allowed me to do, it has allowed me to, that was the first time I actually spoke out about PTSD. Before, I always felt that I was less than if I ever spoke about any signs of PTSD. So that was my first time of actually coming out and saying I'm gonna, share my experience of being stationed at the Pentagon, and also, speaking of sexual harassment in the military. So I ended up starting my own um, nonprofit, and it's called Camp Shiro. And just like Brooke just, I'm gonna say, just like Hope just said, she said when we all came together in the military, for this pageant, it was as if we had known each other for years. And that's what Camp Shiro is about. It's about different women of service. It's a branch, and it talks about it's a tree of life, and it's about different women of service coming together from all different branches. So a tree has a lot of branches. So that's what Camp Shiro stands for. And we're a social advocacy organization, for veteran women living with PTSD. So I have truly, witnessed the pain, suffering, and death of my fellow veterans, and I want to bring attention to the invisible wounds, neurologically, psychologically, which affect countless number of veteran women, especially because I feel like society, definitely overlook us for the most part. So my pageantry experience has been great, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I do. I just want to, continue on this journey. And A to Z has got me even that much more excited. I mean, because these six women, it was the other six, the other three also. It was amazing. Just, I mean, I enjoyed meeting each and every one of them, and so I'm excited to be here.
Okay, Miss Renown Queen. Tell me. Yeah, the rest of y'all put your hands in your ear. I don't want you. What put you above everybody else that you got renown? How you got renown? Tell me about this.
I didn't know I could, but God did, and I'm gonna leave that there.
Ow! I like it. 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 Hey, Miss Hope, you back?
I'm back.
We missed you. We
Yes.
missed you. We did.
Yes.
We were wondering what a hope was, and it wasn't there. Now, Miss Jessica, you said you used to be a director. It says director. Tell me about this director of pageants. Director?
Yes. Yeah, so one of my very close friends, she's my best friend. She's also like a mother figure to me. And she actually introduced me to the modeling lifestyle because I never considered myself to be a model. But my friend China Doll, Latanya Montgomery, she started a Miss Teen Montgomery pageant in Montgomery, Alabama, because I convinced her to do another pageant, and so we participated in that together. And she really liked the experience, and she wanted to create that opportunity for young girls. Um, to show them that they're viable, that they can have, togetherness, sisterhood, and to highlight their academic achievements and the work that they were doing in the community. And so I jumped on board. I love the idea because I have a nonprofit which was called Sport Diva Incorporated, which I worked with young girls and mentored them. So that was right up my avenue. And so we had long nights where we sat at the table, put paperwork together, put our ideas together. And then from there on, I've been her director for her pageant, and I enjoy it. And even now, since I relocated to Virginia, I still help, I still travel down, and I enjoy it. I enjoy working with young girls.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, this is going to be for each queen. We're going to start off with Miss Kim and go all the way down. Kim, then Miss Shelley, then you, Miss Jessica, and then Hope. I want to know this. I'm going to give you guys some time to go ahead and talk to the viewers out there. Give us a short need to know about the platform, your military experience, business, nonprofits, pageantry as a whole, whatever it is you feel like you want to say. Tell us Oh, make sure you add where we can follow your journey. We want to know your social media handles, all of that. You know how they said, what they tell us, your elevator, give your elevator speech. Miss Jagan, you know it. Give your elevator speech. Yeah, back on pageantry right now competition. Give your elevator speech about anything that you want to say. We're gonna start off with Miss Kim. Go ahead.
Yes. Again, I'm Kim Danner. I'm ASB Outstanding Queen, 2022, 2023. Um, I just want you guys to, for me, as I said before, my nonprofit is Camp Shiro, and that consists of, it is a social advocacy organization for women veterans living with PTSD. So for us, we drive to advocate and garner awareness for women veterans living with PTSD. That's my platform. That's what my charity is. And also, we spend a lot of time out in the community. And one of the things that we do, we try to do retreats for women veterans, but also, too, one of the last things we did was diamond painting. So there are different things that we do to try to advocate and also to help, women in the community that's suffering from PTSD. And we do want to bring that attention to the fact that, women, we do serve and we do, and actually, PTSD for us is more severe than our male counterparts. So I would ask that, you guys can follow, at least go to my Facebook page. It's Camp Shiro, GA.org, and that's where you can find me.
All right, all right. Come on, Miss Queen, renowned.
Hello, my name is Shelly Willis. I am your renowned Queen America Select Veteran 2022 2023. And I would be remiss if I did not ensure that you understood that the national platform for this pageant system, Royal Productions Pageants by NM, is the National Domestic Violence Hotline, where our contributions that we will raise as a court will go to as well this year. So anything that you are doing around supporting a domestic violence shelter or anything that you are doing in support of the National Domestic Violence Hotline, please reach out to us and we would love to support you in that effort as well. I am the CEO and founder for Redefining You Foundation. I started this nonprofit back in 2016, going through my own transitional and transformational journey beyond the uniform. And I knew that if no matter how organized you were, that there were some personal growth and development needs that our women veterans and spouses would need to address. And so we've created a safe space. We host a symposium twice a year, finally back in person this year, and excited about being able to have an impactful conversation about accountability, breaking and building for our women veteran spouses alike. So we are found on all social media platforms. You can find us Redefining You Foundation. Our website is redefinedfutureyou.org. And if you find us and follow us, you can find all of our events. We are a foundation, so we are building a scholarship platform and we are working on our giving. So your donations are greatly appreciated. And we serve nationally, even though we are located here in Washington State, we can assist anywhere you are located. So we are excited about the next level that we are here to provide, understanding that domestic violence and the alignment with our foundation is that one of the unique challenges that our women veterans face, along with MST, unemployment, substance abuse, also homelessness. So we want to make sure that while you're addressing those unique challenges, if you know a woman veteran or spouses that needs or spouse that needs assistance or connection to a community that can assist her or him, please let us know and reach out to us on any of our social media platforms. Thank you.
All right, now come on, Miss. We're gonna go with Miss Jessica. Come on, Miss Jessica. We leave hope for that. We like to hope. We like to have leave with hope. So we come on, Miss Beautiful, Miss Jessica. Give us your elevator speech.
All right. I am Jessica McKinnon, your Miss America Select Veteran 2022 2023. My platform is Building Confidence by Conquering Fear, Rediscovering the I and Identity, and Finding the You and Your Value. For me, I just want to remind people that you are valuable, you are worthy, And I don't want people to ever forget that. I'm here to support anybody that may need support. I'm very dedicated to serving my community, whether it's here in Virginia or Alabama, Georgia, anywhere. I'm always willing to serve. Um, it's something that I have a true passion for, children and families, helping people overcome trauma. So you'll find different motivational posts from me on my social media. You can follow me at I am Just Nicole. You can also follow me at Just Nicole on Facebook, or you can visit my website at www.iamjustnicole.com. And I just want to remind everyone to don't be afraid to share your story because your voice matters.
Yes, yes. Okay, come on, Miss Hope. Come on, Miss Hope. Give us some hope. Tell us what we're gonna do.
My name is Hope Jackson, and I am Miss America Select Veteran 2022-23. My platform is I Am My Sister's Keeper. I'm inspired by this platform. I was inspired by. I just lost my entire train of thought. Help me, Holy Ghost. I was inspired by my experience as a single parent to set up this platform, as well as work towards setting it up as a nonprofit organization that will help women, especially women in the military, as they're exiting out of the military and while in the military, in helping find quality childcare, affordable childcare, also help with basic computer skills and information that they would need to continue their education as they're transitioning out of the military. Coming out of the military, it's not as easy as it sounds, and oftentimes we're told to have a plan, but sometimes some things are not planned for. So I'm here to assist in those areas. You can hear about me through my my business, which is To Save a Life Training Center, which I am a American Heart Association CPR/BLS instructor. I'm owner and operator, and the the nonprofit will fall under To Save a Life Training Center, because that's what I do. I help train people as we're saving lives. And you can find that on my Facebook page, as well as on my Instagram. And my Instagram page is Queen_43. And anything else you want to learn about me, only thing you have to do is just reach out in the messenger.
All right. I guess it's my turn, huh? I guess it's my turn to give. Well, for me, every successful woman should have an inspiration and be an inspiration to other successful women. My platform is women empowerment and entrepreneurship. I am Keisha Hawley, your Mrs. Just I'm married now. Your Mrs. California National Sorority Pageant 2022. And I will be competing, you guys, July 28th through the July 30th in Roswell, Georgia, because I want to be among these queens right here. I want to say I hold a national title. So you can catch me and you can reach me. K Hawley is my name on Facebook. I have plenty. K Hawley on Facebook, K Chantel on Facebook. You can watch me on TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok as well, at K Divine 84 or at K Chantel 84. You can also reach me by email. I have a wonderful woman. I am the CEO and operator of K's Divine Beauty Line, a beauty line that was created for all women and their hair care journey. It is a fully customizable hairline. So anything you need, whether it's your hair to grow, whether you have alopecia, whatever your problem is, I can create something that is specifically just for you. Again, I want to also let people know this, because this is going to be, nobody else knows this unless you're real close to me. I am currently competing in the Ultimate Stylist Voting opens on Tuesday, July the 17th. Right now, I'm competing to be the top 15 contestants. And voting ends on June the 2nd. I want you guys to help me out, and you vote. It's the people that vote us into the top 15 contestants. The grand prize is a package valued at $35,000, with $10,000 of that being cash, which I will then put into domestic violence as well as women empowerment. I'm always supporting women that support themselves. And so I will put that into that, and then I get a featured 2-page spread in Life and Style magazine. So make sure you vote for me. The website is www.ultstylist.com. So go ahead and do that for me. Go on and give me that grand prize. Give me that grand prize. Also, if you have any questions or you're interested in pageantry, you can visit www.royalproductionpageants.com for more info. They will give you all the info you need. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful system. I am so proud to be a contestant, a member of it. Miss Monique, our wonderful, I call her Queen CEO. Our Queen CEO, she is a wonderful, wonderful force to be reckoned with. And so I advocate for it. Domestic violence, of course, is our platform for the pageant. So go ahead and let us know. Be in it. Get into it. Get into pageantry. We'll help you out. We got Miss Jessica. She'll coach you. I promise you she will. She'll coach you. I don't know what her fee is. You can't ask me that. You got to ask her that. But she'll coach you. If you are a pageant producer, a pageant director, a pageant queen, a reigning queen, an entrepreneur, a brand ambassador, and you want to highlight yourself, your business, or your brand, you can always contact me. Come and be on the Royal Court with Kay Chantel. You can contact us at trtvision@gmail.com. That is RTV, the black-owned TV channel. My husband. Ain't he wonderful? Black-owned TV channel. Then you have Mr. Dylan here. He is a black owner as well of www.yaleRadiocast.com, where you can hit all the hottest music. No, we don't have Jay-Z in them. We got the people trying to make it. So you go ahead and hear the people trying to make it. You might be on there. You never know. You might become Jay-Z one day. So go ahead and hit up www.yaleRadiocast.com. And if you want to know more about me or you're interested in any products, you can hit me at kaysdivinebeauty@gmail.com. Thank you so much, Queens. I have graced with your presence this morning. I thank you for taking time out of your Saturday. You could be sitting on the couch eating bonbons, watching whatever you wanted to watch, but you decided to be here with me, and I don't take that lightly. I thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you, Royal Productions, for pushing this out, because let me tell you, the shares we have for this on Facebook, the views we have for this on TikTok was beyond what I thought it was going to be. So I want to thank all of the queens that are tuning in today, the queens that shared the flyer and the commercial. I want to thank you guys, as well as the queens that are here today. To see more, if we can offer you more, we want to give you more. Follow us, RTV, on Fire Stick and Roku, Yale Entertainment, on YouTube, and also, like I said, at www.yaleRadiocast.com. So make sure you keep up with these wonderful queens. They have given you their information. They've given you their social media platforms. You contact them, follow the journey. I know this ain't it. They act like it is, but it ain't it. They're going to be competing again. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to come in here and say, I told y'all they was competing again. Go on and follow them. They sure will. So make sure you keep up with the wonderful queens. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in to the Royal Court with Kay Chantel. Make sure you keep it royal and you keep it classy. Thank you so much. Bye.